Hey, lovelies. I just have to say, every time I watch the opening video, I get goosebumps and chills as I'm reading the questions. Do you know? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a fabulous week. I hope everybody is over watching Couch Court with Llama because these Karen Reed people, I mean, you need to go over there. Okay. But Llama and her friends are amazing. So I'm Terry True Crime. And like I said, welcome to Midday Missing. This is where we highlight current missing person cases that need more attention. And guys, we are here every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central. Okay. Now, before we start today, I wanted to read you a story that looks like came out yesterday, but I just got notified this morning. And the reason I want to read this to you is because there's something critical here. Okay. Missing Missouri girl found alive in sex offender's Colorado home 5 months after she vanished. You're probably going, why are you telling us this? Okay. She was found, she was being held against her will. What you need to know is a tip was called in, guys. It was a tip that led to her being found. Okay. I mean, police received a tip saying that a potentially missing female may be held at this residence, and they gave the address. Every week on here, I try to tell you guys how important it is that if you see something, say something, even if it's a rumor, it's that one little bitty tip that helped find this girl. Okay. They could have gotten there and it not been this girl. It could have been a different girl, but it doesn't matter. It's the fact that this time it was a girl who was missing. So she already has to live through what's happened to her the last 5 months. But this tip helped her be found and prevent anything else. So as we get into the stories today, I want everyone to just think about that and why it is so important. And another reason to know why we do this every week. Okay. We do this because getting the word out, getting the posters out, sharing them on social media helps more people's eyes on it. That helps lead to tips. Okay. Now, the story of Lakira Goldsmith, a young mother from Montgomery, Alabama, whose bright future was stolen without any warning. Okay. We're going to walk through Lakira's life the night she vanished and what you can do to help because every share, every conversation, it matters, guys. It helps to find these individuals. Now, Lakira Goldsmith was just 20 years old when she disappeared. She was about 5'4" with black hair, often styled in braids, and she had warm brown eyes. Guys, that description of her eyes got me, okay? Because I have brown eyes, and I've always been told that it means I'm full of, you know what, up to here. Why I'm censoring the word shit when I don't censor other things, I don't know. But they also said she was full of life and love, especially when it came to her young son, who, guys, he was the center of her world. Her family describes her as outgoing, sweet, and vibrant. Now, Lakira dreamed of going back to school to build a better life for her little boy. She was known for her loyalty, her contagious laugh, and her unwavering devotion to the people she loved. Okay. She carried a permanent tribute to her late mother, which is a tattoo of the name Mary on her right arm, which was a daily reminder to her of where she came from and who she wanted to honor in her life. Guys, I love that. Now, Lakira's family had also affectionately nicknamed her Pig. Now, two G's, okay, not one just G, but two G's. So, and Lakira embraced the name. Many people knew her by Pig, and she was extremely social and outgoing with many friends. Now, on the night she disappeared, She was last seen wearing a black velvet knee length dress, a silver rhinestone choker necklace, silver rhinestone earrings, and a silver lip ring. She has pierced ears, her lower lip is pierced, and she has a snake eye tongue piercing. Now, she was wearing blonde hair extensions with her roots, black at the time of her disappearance. Goldsmith suffers from severe asthma and needs medication for it. Her medicine was left behind. Now, she has been hospitalized multiple times for her asthma attacks. Now, it was November 27th, 2018. Lakira had a date with her boyfriend. Sometime around 11:30 p.m., he picked her up at her apartment. Guys, I just want to say, maybe it's because of my age, but 11:30 p.m. is when my date's over. That is when I'm going to bed. Okay. I guess back when I was 20, it was a little different. But he picked her up at her apartment on Narrow Lane Road, and then they headed out for the night. Now, in the early morning hours of Wednesday, November 28th, Lakira's grandmother saw a car pull up outside the apartment. Now, she looked to see if it was Lakira arriving home, and she saw that it was. She witnessed Lakira getting out of the car, and then knowing her granddaughter was home safe, she went off to bed. A maintenance man at the apartment complex told the family that he let her use his phone at 2 a.m. on November 28th. He left her talking on his phone outside, and he says when he came back, she was gone and his phone was sitting on the steps. Guys, red flags just started popping in my head the minute I read that. This wasn't like Lakira. She was a new mother. She never would have left her son without a word. Now, phone calls went unanswered, texts sat unread, and that heavy sinking feeling grew louder within everyone who knew her. Her family reported her missing right away. Flyers went up across Montgomery within days. Family and friends organized searches. I mean, they were coming through neighborhoods, parks, and abandoned lots, calling her name into the empty air, hoping she would answer. The Montgomery Police Department opened an investigation, but leads were scarce. There was no clear surveillance footage, no major digital trail. Her social and media accounts were silent. Her phone, a lifeline for most young adults, was never recovered. And my question there that I thought of, guys, why did she need to borrow the maintenance guy's phone if she had her phone? Okay. That to me is just, it makes me have a lot of questions. Without new evidence or clear witness statements, days turned into weeks, weeks into months. But Lakira's family has never stopped fighting. They partnered with groups like the Black and Missing Foundation. They held vigils, they raised funds, they shared her story online, and they are refusing to let her name fade away. Her aunt later said, "We're not giving up. Lakira deserves to come home. Her son deserves to know what happened to his mother." Theories swirled, rumors of trafficking, violence, betrayal, but none have been confirmed. I mean, did they question the boyfriend? What about the landlord, that maintenance guy? I mean, seems odd that someone would leave her with his phone. And where did he go? And why does she have her phone with her? I don't know. I mean, did he live on site? Something feels very strange about his story, and it's got Terry's little radars up, and I wanna talk to this guy, okay? Now, unfortunately, her case has garnered very little attention, which is horrific and sickening. Now, what remains is a young mother's absence, a child's longing, and a family's aching hope for answers. Today, Lakira Goldsmith would be 26 years old. Her case remains open, and Montgomery police are urging anyone with information to come forward, no matter how small it may seem. If you know anything or if you've heard anything about Lakira on that night or since, please call Montgomery Police Department at 334-625-2831. Remember, you can also help by sharing her story, posting her missing flyers, keeping her name alive on social media. The flyers will be posted on Midday Missing's Facebook page. Let's share them. Let's get the word out because every person we cover here on Midday Missing matters. Every story is a life and a family left behind. And guys, it's a hope waiting to be fulfilled. Lakira Goldsmith is more than a name on a poster. Guys, she's a daughter, a mother, a friend, and she deserves to be found. Okay. And I want to tell you, thank you all for being a voice for the missing and for helping us share all of these posters. I want you, if you know of or if you have a loved one who's missing and you're interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode, or if you want to come on for a live interview, contact Amy, our assistant producer. You can email her at amy@tcwtmedia.com, or you can send us a DM on our Facebook page. Now, this next one is just, they're all heartbreaking. Kimberly Nicole Arrington was a sweet, kind-hearted 16-year-old girl living in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, she was born May 23rd, 1982. Kimberly was 5 foot tall. She weighed approximately 110 pounds, and she had black hair and brown eyes. Now, she had a small surgical scar on the left side of her abdomen, and her ears were pierced. Now, her family affectionately called her Kim or Kiwi. I'm here for the Kiwi, here for it, okay? Now, Kimberly suffered from severe allergies, which often kept her indoors. Despite this, she remained cheerful and full of life. Her personality was described as friendly, caring, and responsible. She enjoyed listening to music, dancing, and learning computers at school. You go, girl. Now, on the afternoon of October 30th, 1998, Kimberly left her family's home around 4 p.m. to walk to the nearby CVS Pharmacy that's at the intersection of Forest Avenue and Mulberry Street. She planned to buy candy and a soft drink, a simple errand she made many times before. On the day of her disappearance, Kimberly was wearing a gray Bugle Boy shirt with a collar, light blue Levi's, white Reebok sneakers with gray trim, and an emerald ring with 2 diamonds on each side, and a double heart ring set with a diamond. Guys, Kimberly never returned home. When she didn't come back home, her parents immediately sensed something was wrong. Kimberly was not the type of teenager to run away or to go somewhere without telling anyone. She had no known boyfriend, no history of behavioral issues, and no reasons that they could find to leave voluntarily. Now, after searching for themselves, Kimberly's family reported her missing to the police that same evening. However, because it was Halloween weekend and due to her age, law enforcement initially treated the case as a possible runaway. Guys, I will not go on my rant because we all know my thoughts on that. But if you're new here, police departments, please do not assume a teenager is a runaway. Even if they are runaway, something nefarious could happen to them the minute they walk out the door. So you still need to get off your butt and do your job. Okay? Now, Kimberly's family never believed she ran away. And as time passed without any contact or clues, authorities finally came to agree. Maybe she's not a runaway. I can't with these people. Now, in the days and weeks following her disappearance, police and volunteers combed through nearby neighborhoods, wooded areas, and anywhere they thought Kimberly might have gone. Flyers were posted widely, and her family made appearances on local news to spread the word. Unfortunately, the CVS did not have surveillance cameras, making it extremely difficult to trace her final movements. Guys, in 1998, that bothers me. Okay. Luckily, I know CVS has them now. Now, police questioned known sex offenders in the area and investigated various rumors, but no credible witnesses ever came forward. Because Kimberly's DNA was not available, police submitted DNA samples from her father and one of her sisters to a national database for future comparison. Despite their efforts, no leads have materialized. Over time, the FBI joined the investigation. Kimberly's case was entered into national databases such as NamUs and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Still, despite these persistent efforts and multiple public appearances, Kimberly's whereabouts are unknown. Guys, her family is out there making the public appeals. Theories about what happened to Kimberly have ranged from abduction, human trafficking to a crime of opportunity. No suspects have ever been identified. Kimberly's mother continued to fight for answers until her passing in 2005. Her father remains alive and dedicated to finding out what happened to his daughter. Over the years, her family has organized vigils, media campaigns, and community outreach efforts to keep Kimberly's case in the public eye. Her mother once said, "We just want to know what happened to our baby. Somebody out there knows something." Today, more than 25 years later, Kimberly's case remains open and active. The Montgomery Police Department and the FBI believe that someone still holds the key to her disappearance. If you have any information about the disappearance of Kimberly Nicole Arrington, please call the Montgomery Police Department at 334-241-2651, or you can call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Guys, tips can always be submitted anonymously through the FBI's official website. Kimberly was a bright, lovely young woman whose life was full of promise. She deserved to grow up, to chase her dreams, and continue sharing her kindness with the world. Her story must not be forgotten. Someone somewhere knows what happened on that October afternoon. So I'm asking you all again, please share every flyer that we share on missing person on Midday Missing. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to get emotional. Please join our Facebook group. That is where we post all of the flyers, as well as share other flyers that we have verified. Now, I also want to ask you, go over and join Couch Court with Llama, streaming live on TCWT Media, where your favorite llama, I'm wearing my llama shirt for her, and a few opinionated co-hosts are breaking down every wild moment from the Karen Reed trial in real time with a real snark and a whole lot of comfy commentary. So, guys, grab your snacks and your fluffy couch cushions. Head over there, okay? There will not be a True Crime and Wine Time podcast episode tomorrow night. JT and I are preparing for our live in-person show in Texas this weekend. So, everyone, please stay safe. Stay aware, but most importantly, if you see something, say something, speak up. Let's help these families bring home their loved ones. Bye, guys. Let's go over and let's see what else is going to happen on Karen Reed trial today. Bye, guys.